Hello everybody out there, welcome back to J Miles channel. I'm J Miles, and for this short video I just want to talk about technically four individuals I had in here using a credit card. You know, same mistake that they make, you know. And also when they make this mistake, I want to point out that they will say like, oh, you took my money, y'all got the money off, and then they show me the phone. Like, that gonna make a difference because you show me your phone. Number one, I'm gonna point out, when you're using your card, have it turned on already. If you're using your phone, have the card turned on. Two, make sure you have enough in your account to cover whatever you're buying, whether it's gas or any products outside the store. They don't do that. They'll sit there, they'll tell me a certain amount, we'll put the amount on there, then it's less than what they got on the card. So then, on the machine, the keypad is gonna tell you yes or no for the lowest transaction because they don't have enough on that card. So you either accept it or you don't. Now here's the problem. All four customers, the three guys and the one female, they accepted the price, lower price. Okay, that means you got that's a pre-approved. So that means you got a balance due, amount due, which might be low. It can be close to $1 or whatever they're getting, or it might be lower. You still got to finish the transaction. They'll sit there, oh, it went through. Yeah, because you press yes, but you still have to pay the amount due, before the transaction is complete. They'll sit there, oh no, no. Then I got to show them, which they should already know. Number one, have enough in your account. You ain't got to go through this. But they don't pay attention to detail. That's a big problem. They don't care. They're moving too fast and ain't going nowhere. Then they want to say, oh, it took the money. No, we didn't take the money. Your account never went through. Anytime the transaction is final, the machine prints up a receipt. So they can see, and not we have to have another problem with what they're doing. We give them the receipt, so okay, everything's completed. Now, the thing is though, we shouldn't have to tell them, but they do. So another thing, when they go out and get gas, this happens every single day here at this shop, and it's just common sense. And I'm gonna show you guys what I'm talking about so you can see what I'm talking about. Now, they go out there every day. We get customers every single day. They go out here, they'll pump gas. They'll pull up to the pump. Now, they'll pull up to the pump. They're not even paying attention, so they jump out the car. Anytime you get out of, now this, I'm standing right next to pump 3. Right there, pump 3. And you get it right up here. Pump 3. So you guys can see, let me see if I can get you guys to see that. Pump 3, right up there. Right in front of pump 3. This is from the store. They're parked right here, come inside the store, not looking at the pump. Now, I can have a lot of people in the store, waiting on, like a whole line going across here, and waiting. They'll go all the way back outside just to look at the pump, instead of looking at the pump when you first get out the car, which is natural. It's just common sense. Anybody that drives a vehicle, when they pull up to a pump, they're gonna know what pump they're on because they're gonna automatically look. It's like second nature. Not here, not at this shop. This shop, you get them, they'll park on the pump. Oh, I forgot what pump, let me see what pump I'm on. Then they'll run outside, they get the pump number. And I'm like, wow, really? You guys have no idea the stupidity that we deal with every day. But we have to have a straight face and we have to smile. Not all my customers, I got good customers here. Good customers, but you got a handful of those who don't have common sense, don't pay attention to detail, and they would love to argue that you take something from them. Especially like peanuts that they spend. They ain't spending no significant dollars. You know, my Hispanics customers and some of my other colleague Caucasian customers, they spend way more. And I'm just keeping it real. They spend way more money, you know, whether they getting diesel in the morning, filling up their trucks, whether they buying beverage, like a lot of them drink a lot of beer, you know, and that's fine because they work hard. So, you know, they buy what they want. But the main thing is I don't have no issues with them at all. They come in, they polite, they don't even care, but they don't, you know, they'll spend the money and they don't argue with it, you know. But I get those that come in here and they spending like $2, $3 here and there. They want to ask you questions, how much this is, and they come in every single day. How much is this? Come on, man, you come in every day. You know, you should know the price. I can go to any one of these corner stores and I know the price of things, you know, because I shopped in there. I don't buy a whole lot, but you know what I want, I buy it, and I know how much it costs. And I'm right there with everything ready to go when I get to the counter. Whether I'm using my phone, whether I'm doing a card, or if I'm just doing cash, everything is ready. That way I can get out of the way of the other customers. That's just common sense, you know. I ain't finna sit there and give them a hard time because it'll make me look stupid. And me with common sense, I'm not gonna do it anyway because it don't make no sense to do that. You know, they get mad because your stuff ain't together. So when you get in that store, you gotta get a teller or the clerk or the person behind the counter a hard time because your crap ain't ready. That's what we deal with. That's what a lot of these stores deal with. You know, and don't let me get on those that come in as groups and still, you know, you got to keep your eye on them. So a lot of times, people in the stores, you know, you might have some bad workers that working in these stores, but a lot of times you got good workers too. And I just feel like the customers, you know, for those who act a fool and like giving hard time to the people in these stores, they do it on purpose. You know, they have no sense, you know, no respect. And so they just do whatever and think they can get away with it. Then you got to watch those who are stealing. When you got good customers, you got to keep an eye on them. A lot of people don't take that into account. And then the first thing that these, I'm going to call them woke, the woke customers, I say, oh, the customer's always right. I'm so sick of hearing that. I'm so sick of that. It's annoying saying the customer is always right. In theory, and this is my opinion, I don't care what anybody else, this is my opinion. In theory, the customer is right. The customer comes in the store, he's nice attitude, he or she, good attitude, you know, respectful, you know, not trying to harm anybody, saying anything derogatory, come in and pay kindly and with a humble heart. Shop, you know, and get what they want, you know, have a little, you know, conversation here and there, and then they on their way. And that's respectful. I can deal with that. I can deal with that every day. But then you got these customers that come in with attitude, you know, females too, you know, guys come in, they got an ego, females come in, they got attitude. You know, them the ones that ain't spending that much money, but you got to put up with their crap. You know, I watch a lot of these other channels that I subscribe to, particularly Officer Tatum. And he be giving it the business, telling how a lot of these people are really. And if you guys don't know Officer Tatum, look up his channel, Officer Tatum. You'll find him. Officer Tatum is Tatum. You know, he used to be a police officer in Texas. This guy, check his channel out, he's on the ball, and he's telling it like it is. A lot of people don't like it. Oh well, that's the way it is. But it has to be told. You know, we can't keep letting a lot of woke people get away with just nonsense. That's just the way it is. All right, guys, that's gonna be my time here. Jay Miles, I'm out. All my CSPs, you guys stay focused, stay away from the woke crap, and we'll be just fine. And continue doing what we're doing, and that's working and making money. That's all we can do. And main importantly, keep Almighty God first, you know, and everything will work out. Don't worry about nothing. Jay Miles, I'm out. Peace. Love you guys.